and this is going to be a shock for a lot of you, ladies and gentlemen. The Bell to Bell podcast is live on TikTok right now, and I am not with Blackout the Rebel. I'm with myself. This is DJ Mainstream, the voice of the voiceless, patent pending, and I say, you know what? I was supposed to do something before I even start that. We're here today because uh, it is 4th of July weekend. A good amount of us are going to be off tomorrow. For those who are, sucks for you. Um, but we're here because there's a special edition of AEW Collision coming on tonight. So I say, you know what? Let me do a little bit of a watch party and start getting into the rhythm of doing these, especially when we have specials like this, like Collision. But before I even get to any of that, again, I want to shout out to everybody who has locked in with season 1 and season 2 of the Bell to Bell podcast. But we actually starting off these streams with a sponsor. As you know, we have Bell to Bell Media. Bell to Bell Media works. It's hot in here, y'all. Man, if y'all live in New York, it peaked at 101 in the middle of Central Park, and I'm sitting here right now doing a podcast. These hot ass lights. I must really love y'all. Mass Collision about to come on, but Bell to Bell Media is doing more things in several different spaces. This live TikTok is actually sponsored driven by the good folks at Ace Academic. This is their full events list that's currently on Bell to Bell, Bell, number 2, Bell.biz under the upcoming event section. Um, the reason why it's so important is because July 3rd, which is tomorrow, their Speak Your Heart event, the first Friday Speak Your Heart event, is tomorrow at 8 o'clock. It's an open mic, so if you're an artist, especially those who know myself, Blackout the Rebel, and Ciano, who we've all been very integrated in the music industry here in New York. But if you are interested in performing, please reach out to me. I'll link you with the curator, and we'll go from there. But it's also a community skill event as well, community skill share. And what that means is, for those who are community leaders, those who are activists, people who are really doing something in the community, especially here in New York, where we base our podcast out of, we would love to have you. Pull up right here in Queens Village. The event is literally going to be up the block and around the corner from where we film the Bell to Bell podcast. Very easily accessible by the Long Island Railroad in Queens Village. The Queens Village stop. It is basically a hop, skip, and a jump to the spot. Yeah, hit me up if you're interested. We are definitely looking for more people to not only just speak at the event and perform, but come out. You see myself. You'll also meet Ciano as well, who's going to be doing some camera work there. Yeah, definitely come hang out with myself, Yano, and everybody else at Ace Academic. And, let's get lit. As I'm sitting here, again, AEW Collision special tonight. We have currently in the ring, or about to head to the ring, the amazing team of Pac and Claudio Castagnoli representing the Death Riders, going one-on-one against Drilla Mahoney, who just took out Daniel Garcia during the buy-in this past Sunday at Forbidden Door. And my boy Shingo Takagi of New Japan, they make up Unbound Company. There's a whole lore to it. I saw a little bit of it for some of my friends who really are heavy into New Japan. Shout out to Drainmaker on Twitter. I try to keep up with some here and there. I'm not always too keen on a lot of it. I'm an old school New Japan, like Cleaner Kenny Omega when Cody was over there. Tanahashi's knees were still okay. Okada, like I'm from that time frame. So I'm still trying to get familiar as we get started now with this tag team match. But as I'm sitting here speaking with y'all, I appreciate y'all, man. I never thought I'd get back to the point of being in front of the camera again, doing a podcast, let alone a wrestling podcast. But y'all locked in with myself. Y'all locked in with Blackout. Y'all locked in with Yano. We lock in with y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. And the one thing I love about watching Pac wrestle, Pac, who's also, I don't know, new to the channel. I do my history and my research background, so everybody stay informed. Usually my co-host Blackout the Rebels wondering some of the people who are there, and I kind of put them on as best as possible. Pac used to be Adrian Neville in WWE, former cruiserweight champion. Had a hell of a match one time with Seth Rollins. I really that's a reoccurring theme. I really believe, even though he's like legit built like a fucking tank, regardless of his height or not, Pac in maybe not in WWE, maybe not in AEW, but to me in any other company is a world heavyweight champion contender. I've always thought about that when he was just Neville. Yo, let me tell y'all, go back to two. I was like one of the rare people to actually watch 205 Live. Go back to the 205 Live days, and now that will show you had Neville had a reign of terror while cruiserweight champion, bro. Reign of terror. Almost some of the great character work in the cruiserweight division during that time. As he has a nice little headlock takeover that almost got Shingo in a pin. They are doing it. This is from a double taping. So last night was the Dynamite. Great episode of Dynamite last night. But I'm assuming after that they filmed Collision. That's what we're watching currently. Man, Shingo still moves so great, man. Oh, beautiful Hurricanrana. Let me see if I can check on these comments. I'm actually letting letting the guys know that we're actually live right now. Listen, before I sat here and came on live, y'all know how we get down here at the Belleville Podcast. Niggas like to eat, and I was hungry before I went live, so I went over. Yo, got the Blackout the Rebel, man. He had me trying this blackened chicken that's over at Popeyes right now. It is not like the Popeyes in New Orleans, because the Popeyes in New Orleans be hitting different. It definitely hit different. But it was good to the point where I enjoyed it, and I'm kind of stuck on it now. I will pay extra for good food, and blackened chicken may be the way right now for Popeyes. Now, as I'm sitting here watching Collision, it is to my understanding, as I'm trying to again jump on this live with y'all so I can see what the people are saying. We got to give the people what they want. But as I'm sitting here watching Collision, one of the things that stands out to me is I've enjoyed, like, people have always knocked AEW's shows and finding the division divide between Collision and Dynamite. Listen, it's same apples to oranges as Raw to SmackDown. There are times SmackDown is going to be lit, just like there's going to be times Collision is going to be lit. In this case, I really feel like Dynamite is going to give me my heavy-hitting, top-notch TV matches. But if you want those, like, hardcore, underground, oh, what you know about this type matches, you're going to watch you some Collision. And especially for my favorites, who I'm so glad I am a long-standing Bullet Club Gold carrying card member. Mwah. So glad Jay White came back last night. I don't know about y'all. I'm hyped that Jay White's back. I got stuff to talk about. I was supposed to do. That's what I was going to say. I was supposed to do a special for y'all where it's reviewing PLEs, pay-per-views after AEW. Like the next day, I let it marinate for a while, and I'll drop a video where I debut my segment, I Need 5, dedicated to the man, the living legend himself, Big E Langston, when he was known as Big E in NXT. Yeah, I have some deep cuts. Don't ever test my knowledge in wrestling. But my segment, I Need 5, which is 5 takeaways from the past pay-per-views that I actually got a chance to watch, AEW Forbidden Door and the free purview of NXT Great American Bash. Just now, Unbound Company got the upper hand over the Death Riders, and we went to a commercial. So I'm going to take advantage of the time now. I'm going to get NXT out the way because, of course, we watch AEW. I want that correlation between the fact that we're watching it. But this is my I Need Five segment, my 5 takeaways from NXT's Great American Bash. Starting with number 5, I'm sold on Birthright, y'all. It's there has to be a great mix of seriousness, some goofiness sometimes, your hardcore wrestling, which is it's not as serious, but it's very mat driven and wrestling driven, and then you got to give me that little bit of I'm sorry, I'm laughing because Jay White had the line of the night last night, calling David Finlay a nepo baby bitch. I apologize, y'all. That shit was funny as hell. But you got to give me a little bit of that nepotism bloodline uh, separate. I don't want even a bloodline of Jace. I want bloodline separate. But give me that nepotism that I want to see the growth of. Can you live up to your mama or your daddy's name? And that's Birthright in a nutshell. I've watched Brian Pillman Jr.'s career back when he was wrestling as a tag team with Richard Holiday at MJF back in MLW. So seeing him at least trying to evolve a little bit more and very comfortable with his fellow second generation, third generation, fourth generation stars, it's a bit of fun. And was I crazy about Ariana Grayson winning the Knockouts title? Get two shits because I'm not crazy about TNA right now. But I do like the bit of fun that Birthright gives you every week. And the little mix up between all of them, part-time Charles, with how the Ren Sinclair Ariana Grace match went for the speed title. Yes, Ren won, but I'm sold on Birthright now. You can give me a little nepotism fun here and there. My 4th takeaway: Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights can hang on the main roster. I say that because I'm not Meltzer. So you're not going to get no 5 stars or as Blackout like to say, 5 bells from me. But they gave me solid wrestling for 2 guys that are positioning themselves in that mid to upper tier card in NXT now that the Ricky Saints and Ethan Pages of the world are no longer there. I thoroughly enjoyed the match. I do think eventually when they get called up, in some sense, they should be called up together, but not as a team, but maybe both hitting Raw and SmackDown, and get to that point where what we're doing with Braun Breaker and Obafemi. Is it Braun Breaker, Obafemi I saw on the internet? I'm staying on the internet, or maybe a little too much, but I remember seeing some shit where, like, imagine you're Braun. No, it wasn't Breaker. I think it was Carmelo. Imagine you're Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes. Y'all both get called up around the same time, both destined to be like the superstars, and look where y'all career trajectories are. And I'm like, bro, you can't blame the superstars for that. Blame the writing. It always comes down to Triple K and his booking, but blame the writing. Don't blame the stars. There's a lot of effort that's put in. RIP to the short-lived momentum that Ilya Dragunov had, by the way. But yeah, back to my point. Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights can definitely hang on the main roster, and that may be down the line. But there's an ability here that it can work. We got the match coming back. I know I have my last 3, which I will say my top 3. I'll get back to in a second. But again, right now we have Drilla Mahoney, who is literally carrying Claudio on his back. Ooh, damn. Great net breaker by Claudio. I was watching, I think it was about 4 years now. 4 years ago, around this time, Claudio Castagnoli debuted at, if I'm not mistaken, Forbidden Door against Zack Sabre Jr. as the mystery opponent. Since then, he's become Ring of Honor champion, CMLL World Champion. He's just like, he's fucking Claudio, bro. Like, what do I say to that? It's fucking Claudio. I really believe, like, this may sound biased. I'm a wrestling fan. I'm not just a WWE fan. I'm not just an AEW fan. I'm a wrestling fan. One, AEW being in its existence has been the best thing to professional wrestling. For the wrestlers and their opportunity, definitely for their pockets, ask for a Strickler. And definitely for the overall viewing pleasure of someone who just wants to enjoy something that's not the mainstream, heavily booked or heavily pushed in this sense, WWE. So yeah, I love me a little AEW, and I say that because you would have never got Claudio winning the CMLL World Championship in Arena Mexico if he was still in WWE. Nonetheless, if AEW never existed and he got released, and it was like, okay, what is he going to do? Would he eventually end up in CMLL? Possibly. If AEW wasn't existing, I thought I had him pegged to be in New Japan Pro Wrestling, but he's just so great in AEW, man, and just a great standard bearer as far as what it means to be long-term veteran. Very great as far as holding on to the wrestlers when like you're protecting them in the ring, but also great with character work. I mean, he's a Swiss cyborg. Who's fucking with Claudio? Seriously. As Shango with a great snap suplex, almost got a 2 count on. Got a 2 count on Pat. But yeah, again, appreciate anybody who's watching right now. I do this solo once in a blue. I am gonna start doing it again, as you can see, it does take a lot out of you to do a solo show. It's a different level of mic work, pause, but I like it. You know, I'm gonna stay locked in with y'all, man, because I do like it. But I want to do more live shows. I don't want to sit here and tell people, oh, I'm gonna be live every Thursday or Friday or whatever. Listen, y'all know how Bell to Bell rock. If there's some wrestling on and there's a camera here, especially the Bell to Bell phone, aka the studio trap phone, my phone, the 3 phones Blackout has, the 3 phones Yano have, one of which is here. His 4 cameras he have, like, bro, if there's wrestling there, we're gonna pull up. So this is no different than pulling up on a Thursday to sit at home and watch some AEW Collision. Ooh, 1-2, almost by Drilla. Drilla got a great spot buster. I was not familiar with your game, sir. I was not familiar. I do know what Unbound come. As far as I know, it was a little bit of mix of like the Bullet Club, what was left of Bullet Club, combining with, I guess, was Shingo a part of Los Ingobernables de Japón? I can't remember. But I know it was a combination of a lot of different people into one group called Unbound, and I know they stretch between obviously AEW, but definitely in New Japan and also in CMLL right now. That was a dope tag move. Ooh. But Claudio has such a great European uppercut, bro. Ooh, good close on my Shingo. Ooh, damn. Okay, Claudio. Yo, I swear, man. Dragon screw is like the most scariest fucking move to take, bro. Ooh. Nice chop. German. One of my favorite wrestling moves. Give me a nice German any day. Damn, nice pop-up power bomb. Let me see who's on the interwebs. Again, this is DJ Mainstream, the voice of the voiceless, patent pending. I'm currently watching AEW Collision. If you want to stick around, stick around. If not, listen, go to our YouTube channel, watch some of our old episodes, either from our TikTok lives, our Twitch lives, our podcast itself, the pre and post shows of some of those podcasts is all on our YouTube. Check the link in our bio. Brother Bell got a lot of stuff cooking up, man. We got a lot of stuff cooking up very soon. I had a coworker who actually wanted to have on a pod was like, uh, Excalibur is mad annoying, and I'm like, yo, bro, I fuck with some Excalibur. Is it me? Am I the only one that actually fuck with Excalibur these days? I mean, listen, I'm not ranking him as like top 5 announcer. No, not. He may be sniffing top 10, but he's serviceable for what he does every week on AEW television. I mean, he got me through the pandemic with AEW Dark. If you know, you know. So him and Big Show, Paul White. So why is Pat trying to choke Driller? What the heck is that going number? Oh shit! Wow, Daniel Garcia came out of nowhere and is trying to choke out Driller Mahoney, and the fucking ref is so stuck on what's going on in the ring. He has no idea what's going on outside the ring. And here comes the bastard line to. Oh shoot, Shingo kicked out. Yes, I've deemed it the bastard line because it's not a regular clothesline. It's that bastard running as much speed as he can with his big ass. Driller really about to spike. Oh, about to spike Danny Garcia again for like the second time in less than 5 days, bro. That's crazy. Shingo got him by himself right now. Give him elbow, Shingo. Give him elbow. Ooh. Hoo-ah! Give him one more. Bah! Good clothesline, Shingo. One more. There you go, Shingo. Listen, I don't care what nobody say. I'm an underdog type of guy. I'm always going to cheer for the outside companies, just like I cheer for Persephone, even though she lost, and Clea Minata lost. Like, bro, I'm so upset by that TBS. What the hell is Garcia doing? I'm so upset about that survival of the fittest, but I'll get to that. Shingo hit him with a rabbit punch to the throat because Garcia wanted to interrupt. Good out of here. You had Claudio beat Shingo with a side headlock takeover. Like he's fucking Darby Allin. No disrespect to Darby Allin. Not how I expected that to go. But, okay. Okay. Stop my show, man. Not my show. But, what listen, like I said the other day, I said this on Twitter, which I live tweet a lot. Death Riders is just a bit of fun at this point. You can't take them too serious outside of really John Moxley, and that's for good reason. So now we got the conglomeration on the TV. The Trios champions specifically. Kyle O'Reilly, Roger Strong, and Orange Cassidy.
We got the job done, and Mark did get his championship title shot at Dynamite, but didn't really work out.
Yeah, because of his injuries, we don't know when we're going to see Mark again.
And then there's Big Tom.
Yeah.
We don't know when we're going to see Big Tom again. Willow. Soon.
What about Leo Rush?
Yeah, work because we saw Leo come. We saw Leo come over the book bag.
It's fun because the conglomeration doesn't ponder on the past; we stay in the present, and we are currently the AEW.
Oh, see, I tried to do something special here, y'all. Just trying to keep up with everything here. All right, I think we good. We good. Yeah, make sure I get What the Heart Wants. Wow, Takeshi just came out. What the Heart Wants is on Amazon. Make sure you hit the link in our bio and our link tree. You'll see you can go cop the book today.
I hate Okada.
I hate Okada.
Bunch of champions. Let's keep it that way, boys.
I think Leo likes us.
I think Leo likes y'all too. He had a book bag. I think I like Leo part of the club, just like low key conglomerating. Like he could be like the monster under the bed at the house type shit. But as I was finishing up, it's hot, man. I'm telling y'all, it hit 101 in New York today, boy. And now I'm sitting under these hot ass lights, which that's what I was going to say earlier. I'm not sitting here for 2 hours, y'all. Like I like to enjoy my wrestling and take it as an intake of my own as an enjoyer of it. Um, I don't know how long I'm going to do the live for, but I do want to at least get my I Need 5 segment out the way. We're on to the last 3 here of my I Need 5, my 5 takeaways from Great American Bash. Again, to repeat, my 5th one is that I'm sold on Birthright. Number 4, Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights can hang on the main roster. Number 3 is a big one. Number 3, Saquon Sugars is a future NXT North American champion. Now, here's why I say that. Saquon Sugars and what that boy name? Dion Lennox had a great match. Dion is seeing him with the whole glasses, Library Bay storyline character to now is great bit of character work and progression. The other side of that is seeing that he didn't regress in what he's learned in the PC. It's very apparent that he's only gaining, like he's literally picking up all the small nuances and tools of the trade. You can see in some of his reactions to Saquon, which Saquon is a naturally, if you've watched Saquon, you're lucky to have watched Saquon. Let me say that. You know he is a naturally gifted character in himself, naturally gifted wrestler in himself. So it's hard to sit here and say somebody of Dion Lennox's ilk, who's just, again, as Saquon so eloquently put, a PC guy who got off the field, he's selling me as a wrestler. I say that because Saquon gave him a great match. Great enough where I can say Saquon is good to get to that point of North American contendership. But I don't say NXT championship because I'm catching myself. Because I've said in front of this camera maybe once or twice in the past year when we first started, when Javon was still at NXT, I caught myself twice on this camera saying Javon Evans will be NXT champion. And I'm not doing that again. And if Blackout was here, he's going to say that's only because he's black. I'm going to say Saquon's good to the point where he's going to end up going on the main roster before he gets a chance to be NXT champion. Which is why I say, if you understand, if you know, you know, him being North American champion makes sense. And I would not be mine here for it. Win? Get back to me on that. Number 2, Tony D'Angelo shouldn't be in NXT past the year. Him and Naraku had a great match. I do believe they're going to run it back. As apparent on this past episode of NXT, they're going to run it back. But I do think we're going to get to a point where maybe by the winter, I want to say Tony is going to be one of those free agent types. Maybe, I don't know, somebody's heavy, something. But I don't think Tony D'Angelo should be in NXT past this year, especially with my thought process of what's coming next for NXT, which we'll get to that. As I'm about to discuss my number 1, I kind of want to go in a little bit of detail with it. But Andrade El Idolo just came out. How do I know? Because I see him coming out. Shout out to Andrade, man. He did a great piece of business. He's actually one of my points of my 5 things that stand out for Forbidden Door. He did a great piece of business at Forbidden Door and then solidified his babyface status on having a great promo with Shivani on Dynamite yesterday. So I'm here for Andrade. I'll tell you where I see him going next. As this guy here, a legit machine, Brian Cage, is coming out. From Chico, California. Yo, I can't. Yo, Brian Cage, man. I'll be honest with y'all. Brian Cage was, for a minute, one of my favorite TNA wrestlers. And when he got to AEW, I had a lot of hope and praise that he will stick around. And I'm glad that promo he put out saying that, he never has to worry about his job loss or whatever. Shout out to Melissa Santos, too, his wife. As I'm sitting here, I'm looking at Brian Cage and Andrade El Idolo. See where both of they were in their trajectory of their careers, man. I'm happy. Again, I'm so happy AEW exists. Good clothesline, Brian Cage. So shout out to Sean on the live where he says NXT is about to be loaded with all the pickups they're getting. That's my point I'm trying to make. Because, again, I'm talking about Great American Bash, and one of my major points, which is my second major point, was Tony D'Angelo should not be an NXT past this year. Mentally, for me, between Hiromu Takahashi and Zilla, there's others, but between those two, Hiromu matching up with Naraku, Evil, whatever, should help Naraku take Tony D out on Naraku's path to be NXT champion. That's my thought process. Or you hotshot Zilla Fatu the same way Fourth Row and House of Glory has hotshotted him in a way with being champion. Trust, it will work. I'm with you, Sean. I think Zilla, I don't know, Blackout sees it up and down. I do see there's a chance, a world where Zilla Fatu can end up on the main roster. I may see more specifically SmackDown in a sense. I don't see him anywhere else. But I do believe, as we're getting a few followers on Instagram, I do believe we're getting to a realm where NXT, they do this almost every other year if you realize it. They'll look at the landscape of the PC guys who come in from the NILs and shit, and they'll be like, oh, we need some indie stars or people on the independents who have that grit to make our wrestlers more hard, and they'll go sign them. And I almost feel like that's the case of Zilla, but they don't realize, I really believe, bringing in Zilla doesn't just, nice fucking... Yo, Andrade is so damn good. Had a beautiful springboard from inside out the ring on Brian. Springboard spinning tornado. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. This man is so legit. And we got a baddie in the corner. We got a new baddie in the corner. I can't. Fucking Dark House on I charge 30 for a Polaroid. I'm fucking weak. Anyway, I do believe, I'm with you, Sean. I do believe those news call-ups, especially Zilla, is gonna make for some very exciting TV. Zilla Fatu on NXT moves me and will definitely move a needle or two. I told Blackout this. I really thought after that MJF match, man, I sat here and watched that match. And I was like, damn, one, Zilla's improved a lot. Two, MJF is a complete fucking wrestler. But three, I really thought Zilla was going to go to AEW. And then literally a month or two later after that match, he says, yeah, I'd rather be in WWE to continue my family's legacy. I respect it. He's going to NXT. As we go to commercial after Brian Cage did that from the outside in, standing, stalling suplex. My number one out of my I need five takeaways from Great American Bash, Lola and Kendall are destined to do this dance forever. Lola Vice, man, and Kendall Gray gave me 5-star graps on network television on a level that I haven't seen 5-star graps on a network television since SmackDown was on UPN 9. Like, you know how I feel about Kendall Angle, y'all. I've been raving about Kendall before it was cool to rave about Kendall when I was watching her in Evolve. And then she said it herself. She ran that division because she did. But it's not just Kendall. Like they say in wrestling, it takes two for this dance. And Lola Vice, from being the very raw but very precise with her hands and her movement from her MMA background to rounding out as a wrestler now in NXT. When I say they're destined to do this dance, I really believe we're at a point we could see Kendall and Lola maybe 2 or 3 more matches before Lola gets called up. Because I feel like Kendall, I see it like this. You may have 2 or 3 more matches before Lola gets called up. Lola gets called up sometime, possibly next year around WrestleMania time. But I believe Kendall is going to be there for another year or two. Because I believe Kendall will be the first woman to have the NXT Women's Championship, which means she has to lose it twice, yes. But she will be your first 3-time NXT Women's Champion since Shayna Baszler was many, many years ago. I believe she's that good to be able to stay down there to build a resume that fucking good in NXT to carry that women's brand. I believe you're going to get full, like, Kurt Angle style career trajectory over the 10 years condensed in a 3-year time frame in NXT. She's going to go like batshit heel. She's gonna start wearing a mouth brace. She's fighting Natty this coming week for the NXT Women's Championship. But right now, as Natty being the heel, Kendall being the face, I think that's gonna run back maybe a year from now, where those roles are switched, and seeing Kendall doing the sharpshooter and getting Natty to tap out to that shit just to be petty would be like chef's kiss to her character. I would love to see that. And I do believe we're going to get a nice long time frame of Kendall being in NXT. So, but yeah, that's my I need 5 for NXT Great American Bash. We're back from commercial now with Brian Cage versus Andrade El Idolo. After this next commercial, it's going to be my I need 5 for AEW Forbidden Door 2026, which one of them does speak about Andrade. Yo, I swear, man, Andrade. I'm not Andrade. Brian Cage, man. Like I said, I was a fan of this man back in his TNA days, but even more of a fan when he touched down at Lucha Underground for a bit. He's definitely. You can talk about roids or juicing. You don't know what kind of the man was selling his own damn supplement for a minute. Like, you don't know what kind of supplements is. Everybody's body shape is different. If you want to legit work out, you can. There's nothing stopping you. But for Brian Cage, it's obviously he put the work in with his diet, his nutrition, and his exercise. Diet and nutrition, the same thing, but you get what I mean. To be the man he is today and the size he is today, because it hasn't changed, he can still. I love that double moonsault shit. Only Andrade can pull that off so smooth. That he can still give you the power game, doing something like that rope hangover. I'm sorry, I'm losing my thought. Suplex here, or he can bust out a Hurricanrana because he can. Like, Brian Cage is so good, man. But Andrade, I really believe enough of the back and forth. He saw what Triple H's, TKO's, WWE looks like. He's gonna be here for the long run. Yeah, he's good where he's at. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna say what I want to say, but I'm gonna save it for my list. We get a 3 amigos. Hey, there's one. There's 2. Let's go 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, Lola Vice reference. Love me, Lola really did her damn thing. Sorry. 2, Andrade kicks out. Brian Cage kicks out. But what I did want to do, since I have this time between the match, to let y'all know if y'all saw us on TikTok live recently, this past Sunday we recorded Bash at the Finale, which is the season 2 finale. It was a lot of thank yous, a lot of conversation, but of course, our live reaction to Great American Bash, including who won in the main event. I don't want to spoil it now. I spoiled it then, but I won't spoil it now. But it was a great episode. Shout out to Swiss Visual, Swiss TV. It should be coming very soon. My man Brian Cage just did a 619, boy. Sorry, Tiger Feint kick. Sorry, Tiger Feint kick. And he's about to put the J out with this power bomb. Oh, good God. Yo, Brian Cage, man. I know I said it this whole thing. Brian Cage, man. Brian Cage. But why do I have the hiccups all of a sudden? As the camera just panned over to Lance Archer, I wish I can get more Lance Archer wrestling. As a former multi-time champion in New Japan, right there, I want to see more of him wrestle. But listen, being Don Callis is heavy. You're on TV, you get a check. I'm not mad at it. I'd rather him be on TV and be Don Callis' bodyguard than being on the indies or at home not doing anything, not making no money. So I'm all for the boys and girls making money, y'all. And that's in wrestling, that's in the creative space. Like, I'm always here for that. And if anybody knows me as the voice of the voiceless, you know that's exactly true. Oh, yo, Andrade flew. What a frog splash. Oh. I'm gonna add that to my bucket list. I want to meet Andrade one day. That's a dope. Forget meeting. I want to interview Andrade one day. Once you hit the how you know, I know we're good. Oh, we're getting the Meteora. You're getting the Meteora. Wow. 1, 2, get out of here. Whew, close match. Yeah, Brian Cage was out for 14 months. Yo, so many people coming back from injury. Shout out to Brian Cage coming back. Shout out to Jay White coming back. More prayers for Adam Cole because I'd love to see him back on AEW TV soon. Can't wait to see Willow back again. Yo, if the thought process, I don't want to say nothing, man. But if y'all didn't see Dynamite last night, I'm sorry for y'all. But if the thought process after this past Wednesday with Sheeta winning, and we eventually getting a Sheeta Statlander feud that leads to Statlander winning, leading to a Willow Stat run back of the TBS Championship, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Absolutely. Absolutely sold. Give me that. I need that. Shit. Damn. Okay, Brian Cage. About to give you this clothesline. Yeah. The discus elbow. Wow! Good God. I love the fact that he called it the Dio de los Muertos. And now the DM. 1, 2, 3. Andrade wins. The Dio de los Muertos. That when he does the feint, the kick, and the elbow, I love that move. Dio. I won't lie to you. See how good Andrade. This is just me. See how good Andrade is. Yo, imagine Carmelo Hayes in AEW. Just spitballing. Not that I know any contract information, y'all. I'm just spitballing. Just spitballing.
Is this over?
Andrade is like, I'm going to tear down the Don Callis family, bro.
I have one question.
How you know? They're chanting how you know. I love it. I love it. We need a shirt, TK. We need a shirt. We need how you know and then how you know in Spanish.
How you know?
And he trusts the mic at Callis. Good. 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 She a fake ass Harry Potter scar. Yeah, I'm here for Andrade, man.
It's a beautiful thing when two groups of killers have the same vision, the same idea.
I love how it's Gabe Kidd bridging the gap between the Death Riders and the dogs. I'm here for it.
Dog is your Death Rider. I am both because we share the same message. And now there's a triumphant return of the Bang Bang Gang that we have to deal with. Jay, you've been out for 14 months.
Yes, he has.
Let's remind you, we gave you Finley sent you packing from New Japan, and we created the greatest faction they've ever seen over there, took over the Bullet Club and made it our own. Your era. And now, alongside the Death Riders, we're going to do the exact same thing in AEW.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, Gabe. But as I will continue here, so next up, ladies and gentlemen, the I Need Five. If you wasn't here for the beginning of this this live episode, I'm doing what I call the I Need Five. It's a dedication to Big E, who at that time was known as Big E Langston in NXT, where he would do a 5 count for the ref after he beat a superstar. So I'm doing I Need five takeaways from AEW Forbidden Door 2026. At number 5, Tekla and Starlight Kid had a great match. You could just tell they have amazing chemistry. Tekla got the win. My number 5 is Tekla has put that title over. The AEW Women's World Championship is legit a Women's World Championship, mainly because of what Tekla has been able to do during this reign. I just feel like, coming from the Statlander era, listen, I love Big Stat Daddy, but there's a level of intensity that Tekla's character brings to the division that almost no other woman on the brand currently has. And it almost makes me feel like, and Blackout said it off camera, and I'm going to say it for him on camera. She's so good, it's time for her to drop it. And I know that's going to be such a dichotomy. Some people will be like, whoa, what the fuck? Hear me out. Tekla just re-upped her contract, a few months ago? She's going to be one of those that are going to be like 5-time, 6-time, 7-time women's world champion, multi-time TBS champion, multi-time women tag team champion. I get what Tony was saying as far as his pillars go, but I am convinced Tekla may be the most important pillar currently because she's done the work that she has with the women's world title, which I think now it's time for her to drop it so we can plot the course back to it. Number 4, which now brings into the man who was just on my TV, Andrade El Idolo. Andrade should be world champion by this time next year. Hear me out. Death's Door cage match was a great piece of fun between Kevin Knight having a Michael Jackson incident. Leah Rush coming out of a duffel bag boy. All the little nuances. Willow packing orange slices for the guys. The NES, which I think majority of the crowd who watch WWE doesn't even know what an NES is. Shots fired. Oh wait, I forgot I could do that now. Oh yeah, I got something new for y'all. Yeah. Hold on. Again, Nintendo. Most people who watch WWE don't even know what Nintendo is. So.
Shots fired.
Oh, one more time.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Yeah, I got that back. But yeah, I do believe Andrade should be a world champion around Forbidden Door time next year. He's just so great, man, and I almost feel like we have a course charted for any of the following 4 between current champion MJF, Owens Hart Cup winner Will Ospreay. I would throw in Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega, and I will also slip in now Andrade, that it almost feels like there's going to be a weird logjam that makes more sense for Andrade next year to be one of those people. For the hell of it, I'll throw in Kyle Fletcher too. I know we're going to see Kyle wrestle tonight, but yeah, I'll throw in Kyle Fletcher as well. I do believe him and Andrade will be world champions next year, and that's going to be big for both of their careers. As we're going to get to our top three right after this match. We have a tag team match of Thunder Rosa and Mina Shirakawa versus, is that Zahar and Becca. I've known both of these women on indies. I've watched them wrestle on indies. Becca I've seen in some time throughout the Northeast. Um, Zara I've seen in the wrestling the South. I've seen her pop up on Ase. I think I've seen her pop up once or twice in 1FW as well, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But yeah, good piece of work. I love seeing. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all this, which is why I big up Collision the way I do. Around maybe 6 months ago, give or take, these two women, not Thunder and Mina, but these two women were Maya World and High-End. Fast forward, Maya World and High-End have been featured on multiple episodes of Collision, Dynamite, and Ring of Honor TV. And more specifically for Maya World, she just finished wrestling one of the greatest of all time. Yeah, the fuck I said it. Mercedes Moné at a major pay-per-view for a major chance to go for a world title in a match that was over 20 minutes. Like, yeah, I'll discuss that. Yes, Maya World is mentioned in my top three of my 5 takeaways from this past Forbidden Door, but I'll get to that. Great save. Shout out to Thunder Rosa, man. I really believe Thunder Rosa may not be your she may not get back to a point of getting to be your world champion again. But I love to see Thunder Rosa with a TBS championship. I love to her have a consistent. I still believe Thunder Rosa and Persephone are your sleeper tag team you haven't capitalized on with Thunder Rosa being a heel. But I get it. She's in that realm right now where she's a face. So I get it, but I there's something there of having the queen of the underworld in Persephone with the woman who basically embodies the mask of Mexican culture with Thunder Rosa, and I almost feel like it just makes sense. I would love to see that tag team as uh um Thunder Rosa and Mina Shirakawa win the tag team match. I can't wait to find out who tried to take out Tony Storm, man. I still feel like it's Mina because of jealousy, which is not bad because it will definitely put Mina further into the realm of just being that mid card, but upper mid card because that's a big storyline. But again, that could be a debut spot for somebody else. So who? Don't ask me, man. Don't ask me. As as I mentioned, the aforementioned Maya World is facing Julia Hart for the number 2 spot at Casino Gauntlet. And as I mentioned before, Tekla is coming out with fucking Starlight Kid's mask. I am weak. Next week, they also announced Beach Break. It's going to be the women's Casino Gauntlet, which I love the Casino Gauntlet. Whoever wins it is going to be the number 1 contender to face Tekla at Redemption. Shout out to my guy Adam Goldberg, who swears up and down Britt Baker is going to return during that match. I don't believe so. But I do believe someone is going to debut there. Who? I got to check the rosters, man. Hey. It's crazy. My mother and Tekla have the same finger ring. Insane. Is that why I love Tekla? Maybe, maybe not. I can't with Tekla, man. I cannot. Now, this is a question I will open to people who may be watching, and I'm going to open this question to my comment section when this video goes on YouTube. Who is the number one contender next for the AEW Women's World Championship? There's so many people. I would love it to be Athena, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I almost feel like it's a weird foregone conclusion that Mercedes is winning at Wembley. But that's where my mindset is going as far as booking goes. But who do y'all think should be Tekla's challenger at Redemption on the 26th? Good luck, bitches. There you go. Hey, shout out to the homie Richie Loves Yo-Yo, aka Richard Picasso, one of the nastiest yo-yoers in the world. Not New York, the world. Hold me to that. Shout out to Richie, bro.
In fact, we've been discussing it, and we thought, what better fit for this group than one of the most influential high flyers of this generation? That is exactly why we want to add you as a member in Skyflight. When Darius was out, you had my back. I told you that one day.
Interesting.
Today's that day. Hell yeah. So what do you think?
Skyflydell.
Skyflydell.
In all seriousness, what do you think?
I mean, it is an absolute high honor to be asked to join Skyflight by you guys. AEW is a dangerous place. When I came back here healthy.
Shout out to Matt Sydal, man. He's been through a lot of shit, and then it's good to see him back.
Now I will tell you this: all four of you guys, I have your back now. And guess what? I'm looking for a fight.
Uh-oh. So Matt Sydal has joined Skyflight. Makes sense. Yo, tell y'all now. When Matt Sydal faces Kofi when he comes to AEW, because he is coming to AEW, oh boy, that's gonna be a good one. Hey, there my guys and girls. Yo, STP, Shane Taylor Promotions. Fuck around and find out. They are them. They are them. I thought, wait. Oh, yeah, they are. It's a four-way. Okay. So I'm about to say, I know I saw Shane Taylor in that promo. So it's my favorite group, of course, AEW and Ring of Honor TV. Shane Taylor Promotions. It's Carly Bravo and Sean Dean, the Captain Sean Dean of the Infantry. Lee Moriarty, the longest the longest Ring of Honor pure champion of all time, and Shane Taylor himself. Oh, I'm sorry. We're here. Sorry, I've always been a big Jay White fan, y'all. So it gives me giddy, man, to see my Bang Bang Gang, aka the Collision Cowboys, back on my television on Collision. Hey, we back outside. Hey, we back outside. And one of my favorite tag teams in AEW, the Guns. The Switchblade, baby. Switchblade era is here. That's on big Jay White. Oh, man. Here we go. Yo, I swear. Superstar Adam Copeland. Sorry, I've always been a big Edgehead, y'all, and I'm not gonna hold in my excitement anytime I see Adam Copeland on my TV. Shout out to Jay White, man, holding a rope for the vet. That's dope. Shout out to Jay White, boy. Respect to the legends.